Morning, guys.
Hi.
We're all having a good Friday.
We are still married.
Still married, still together.
Someone's seen us together in ages.
So it is. You got the first month of the gym out of the way. Yay. So finally got a bit of brain capacity back.
There's nobody on yet, and you're chittering away.
I'm chatting away. Yes, I am. Chatting away.
What do we do?
It's going to be horrible.
Okay, enjoy.
Find it. Sorry, just finding this here, guys.
Go a little bit upstairs now.
Where?
How we all doing?
Where's the logo?
The other one's up in the back of the in the tidy corner. That
There.
every house has.
And you start to warm up and I'll find it.
Ready up.
Yeah, go here. Under the chair.
Just give it about 30 seconds so we get a few more on, and then we will start the warm up. How you all doing? Hope you're all well. Sun is shining between the showers here today. But it's nice to see it, so we won't complain. There we go. Right, so we're going to bring it on to the toes. We're going to do a nice long sweaty session today. And let's start off the weekend right. Nice and light on the toes.
I had this with me.
Huh?
I had this with me.
I didn't touch it.
I opened up the page for you.
I didn't touch it.
I'm blaming you.
Bring it into jacks.
Did I do it right?
Seriously?
Yeah. Seriously?
Reach.
Seriously? There we go.
Oh, isn't it great that he's starting looking after the way? Strides.
Find it. What'd you put it there for?
Back to jacks. I missed you. That's not a jack drive.
That's my jack.
Right.
It's a jack.
Back onto the toes, front it out. Speed it up. And stop. Arms in a big circular motion forward. My shoulders are nuts.
What? What are you doing?
Stress from my youth.
I don't do it
And
anymore.
back the way.
I'm up in the gym again.
Pop, 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 pop.
Sleep here.
Huh?
Sleep here.
I know. Widen the legs, and you're going to rotate the hips, keep the heels on the floor. Nice big movement. Change directions. And bring it down into a squat position. Bum towards the floor, chest tall. Push down low, and then you're going to push the bum up into the air and stretch out the back of the legs. All right there, Ashi.
Exhausted.
Low again. So you can go a wee bit lower this way. And push it up through. Who?
You?
Why?
Because you're tucked on one side of your foot.
That's pushed. Using your elbow, rotate the hips. We're really used to it. And hands onto the floor, back into plank position. Bring the ankle to meet the hand. Hold it. And switch. Let's do 3 each side. If you want to extend the stretch here, bring the hand towards the ceiling as well.
You get all fancy.
That question. 3 times I said no wish already this morning. Thought I missed you doing this alongside me, but you know what? It was actually quite peaceful.
Back on 3. I thought you were doing 3 each side.
I did do 3 each side.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Did nothing.
Bring it onto your side, if you can count up like my husband. And you're going to put the top leg up, hands out, and you're going to rotate the chest and the hand back.
Yeah.
6 each side. And if you can, keep the knee on the floor. Go for it, and if you can't, just let your body do what it has to do. So 6 each side, and switch it over to the other side. See you, sir. Stop it. And then bring it onto your back when you've got those 6 done. You can either do this 6 with the foot on the knee, 6 pelvis up towards the ceiling and down, or you can do 12 neutral with both feet on the floor. Squeeze the bum at the top, and it's not your tummy you're pushing towards the ceiling, it's your pelvis.
Pelvis.
So you're going 12. You are a gangster. I've lost count now.
That's 6.
I reckon I've done enough here now anyway. So let's bring it up. You want to take over now with your wee bit camera for
Oh. Maria's finished her coffee. She doesn't train anymore now, and we're drafting in because Maria's a model now. So she is.
This is my 7th class this week. I think I'm allowed a wee coffee break today. What do you reckon?
Makes me a wee model now.
Far from it.
So, first half is done with a weight, so either dumbbell or kettlebell, whatever you have access to. We're going to start with a deadlift. So we're not really leaving the weight down unless you really need to, but concentrate on technique when we're doing this. So deadlift into a double arm row. After that we're into an upright row. After that we're into a squat. After that we're into a shoulder press, and after that we're into a kettlebell swing or a total body extension if you don't have a weight. You can use small bean tins or anything at all for weight if you don't have access to that. After that we're down into bodyweight stuff: press up, dead bug, sprint, side crunch, inchworm or push up plank, and then jump attacks.
Marina will be happy. She liked the wee wording.
She liked the
She
inchworm?
liked that the last bit.
Is that sarcastic? She liked it, or she'd actually liked it?
She said she liked it.
Good stuff.
So I go with these. Did you say there's a deadlift?
Yeah,
Right, well, I'll do a quick version of the floor friend. It doesn't work.
that'll do.
Okay.
So, once you're ready, we will get going.
Ready?
Yeah, deadlift to start, bell between the feet, chest nice and tall, break from the hip, grab the weight, hips into the bell, squeeze the glutes, you're not collapsing, you're not slouching, keeping a tall spine.
3, 2, 1. Let's go. You watch the
Hips
top.
back, up in, glute squeeze. So it's the same movement Ray's about to do on the floor, only the difference is this weight's hanging to add weight to my hips as I lean back. So if there's a wall behind you with your deadlift, you're pushing your butt under the touch of the wall, and then you're standing up and bring your hips back into that bell again, you squeeze the glutes. Try that if you feel that it doesn't feel right, because if you can't touch the wall, 15 seconds, then you're not deadlifting, you're probably leaning forward, which isn't a deadlift, or you're squatting it, which isn't a deadlift. You push back into the wall, here, and then hips under the bell, glute squeeze, chest stays tall. Last one, and out. So we're going to go into a bent over row after this. So bell or dumbbells, you grab it tight, then you sit back into that semi-deadlift position, here. So I'm sitting way back, my chest is tall, and then we pull this through my body, here. What I'm not doing is this. People do this sort of slouchy thing where the knees go forward and they automatically collapse and then they start this. That's not it. Chest up, overemphasize that lean back. So you're really, really pushing the hips back.
3, 2, 1. Let's
Pull
go.
through the body, elbows back. So elbows back. So the movement is elbow back. Elbow back, so you're elbowing something behind you as you're doing it, and the elbows are tight to the body. If this feels awkward in the lower back, or it just feels awkward in general, just go into a single arm row. From here, that's what we normally do. So elbow in the thigh, chest tall, pull back. Do one of these instead. Keep your chest tall. You have better posture with this. There'll be less stress in the lower back. If you're feeling as if there is stress in the lower back,
Tighten your core if you are.
yeah, and all the weight when you're doing this exercise should be here. You should feel as if this is supporting from the hip and thigh, not here. If you're feeling it here, go into the single arm one.
2, 10.
So we're going to do an upright row. Chest is tall. The movement for this is the elbow goes out to the side, and that brings the bell up there around chest height. So elbow goes to the side, control the way down. Elbow goes up to the side, control the way down. You can do it with dumbbell in each hand if you want.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Elbows up, control. Elbows up, control. That's it. So Marie's got a dumbbell in each hand. Or if you've only access to like tins or anything like that, same thing. The main movement is you're not doing this. You're not bending your arms and just lifting the weight like this, like a reverse bicep curl. You're driving your elbow out to the side, like you're going to do a kung fu elbow up, like that. So this is the way we're doing it. Elbows up and out. And that stops the weight because your elbows technically can't really go to any higher than that. Relax your neck because this puts weight onto that neck. We're working from the neck into the traps and to the side of the shoulders.
3, 2, 1 more. And 10.
Now we're bringing that weight up, and then from that position we're going to sit down into our squat. and back up. So you can see each exercise is flowing through in this, where you're moving from one to the next to the next to the next, and they all have a flow.
3, 2, 1,
Let's
and
go.
let's go on.
Yeah, so sit as deep as you can. If you can't get deep, turn your toes out, push your knees out, stand up out of that. If that feels awkward, use that sofa as that touch point. Weight slightly away, stand up, down and touch the sofa, stand up out of that. That's whatever suits for you to keep that balance. Or no weight at all. So, you hands up to the corner of the ceiling, sit back away from your hands, stand up, glute squeeze. Sit back away from your hands, stand up, glute squeeze.
Last 10.
Good job at ducking there, Ray.
Last 10.
Last one. And time. From there, we're keeping this position, and then we are going to push it above the head into our shoulder press. If your arms are tired now from holding the weight, you do a small sit, and then you push with the legs. And then you control the way down. You use the legs to push the arms up, and then you control the way down. When you're ready.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Let's go. So above the head, control. Above the head, control. Elbows are pointing forward in this, not out to the side, and the forearms are straight to the ceiling. People get in the habit sometimes of doing this. There's a lot of weight the arms have to support now, and it's bad for the shoulder joint, and then start throwing it behind their head. Forearms are straight, my elbows are tucked forward, they go straight up, they come straight back down. So more natural movement for the shoulder joint, and it puts less stress on it because you're not out to the side.
And again, check
That's
your
head.
core. If your back is doing the work here, your core's not tight
Yeah,
enough.
split your stance if you need, squeeze your glutes, so you don't end up arching back.
3, 2, 1 more,
Last one.
and time.
Weights down. From here, we're going to do a kettlebell swing. If you don't want to do the swing because you're back, or you just can't get the technique, total body extension.
Ready to go? 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Small sit, build up that. Don't stand there. Build up that, squeeze the glute. So you see in small sit, the bell's coming around, hitting me in the butt. Chest is still facing forward towards that wall in front of me, and I'm throwing the bell towards that wall. I'm not lifting the bell up, the bell's swinging forward, and I'm letting it swing back. I catch it with my hips. Stand up, glute squeeze. Stand up, glute squeeze. It's an explosion from the hip, drag forward. If it doesn't suit, total body extension like what Maria's doing. It's a similar movement pattern, you just don't have weight.
Last 10. But your quads won't feel this if you're doing it correctly. You start to feel a weight here again. Hands go up and back. 3, 2, time.
Weights down. Press up. So get ready to go on the floor.
Enjoy.
Yes, I will.
I did too many of these last night.
So again, the way to take your press up, guys, is if that is the line where your hands are going to be, that is not where your head ends up. Your head should not end up on that line. If that's the line where your hands are, that's where your chest ends up. If that's difficult there, box position, go straight down. But it's still chest to that line. Or extend out, core tight, glute squeeze, slight lean forward, push back.
Here.
Chest is still to that line.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Bend the arms. Bend the elbows. Lock the arms straight. Bend the elbows. Press up is an elbow bend. People start thinking of other things in the press up. They think about their hips moving, then the arms don't bend and they do this. Or they think about their head moving, and they duck their head and they do this. It's bend, chest down, push back. Bend the elbow, chest down, push back. I know it may be difficult at the start, but you need to emphasize that elbow bend to work the chest, shoulders, triceps. Otherwise, you're working what you should not be working, and you're going to end up straining your neck and your shoulders.
Last 5.
Come on, let's go. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're online with me doing this or you're at the gym doing this.
And time.
I say the same things to the same people over and over and over again because technique comes before everything. Dead bug, arms are straight, knees are at 90 degrees. From this position, lift your shoulders up. And then push through the heel, back in, push through the heel, back in. Or stretch the arms, through the heel, back in, through the heel, back in. When you're ready.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
You just wondered why I'm not doing the advance, the opposite arm, opposite leg.
I know, but I always show the option as well because I feel like there's a conversation
Yeah.
a long time with us and you're
Well, if you want,
now.
full stretch, you don't bend the arm, it's robot. You push the hand away, push it that way, back in, push it that way, back in.
And you see the way he's doing what we say about the heels. You're not pointing
Heel.
your toes here. Heel goes towards the wall. You
So-
drive all of these movements through the heel and you keep the core really, really engaged as you do them.
My shoulders are up. Engage my
10
core.
seconds left.
If you feel this in the back, then push your leg higher. Pull the knee back in. Push your leg higher. Pull the knee back in. Push the leg higher. Pull the knee back in.
And time.
If you're feeling the back, then it's just that your core's not strong enough to support that leg extension, so you're better off doing it.
And as I keep
Sprint.
saying to you, your back will tell you where your legs should be.
Yeah.
What's next?
Sprints.
Yeah, right. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, so any core exercise that you're doing, if it involves the leg movement, your lower back will control what you're able to do. Everybody always wants to do the advanced one. Everybody always wants to do what everyone else in the class is doing. But if your back is arching, halfway, and you've got pain in your back, then you're going too low, or you're doing a movement that's too advanced. So you need to go back to the basic version, or go back to the one where your back isn't arching. Last 10, let's go. And that'll help your core get stronger, even if it isn't what you want to do.
2, and time. Well done.
Say crunch.
I'll do this one.
No, you're okay. You do some. Side crunch, so it's a side bend.
3.
Sorry. Let me give you
Put
the.
your hand out in front of you more, so you have. That's better. Thank you.
So we are going to side bend off the floor. So I'm not pushing off this arm. I'm just side bend, like going down the side of my body. Side bend with one knee and an out, or side bend with two knees and an out. Pick one when you're ready.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Up.
So this is one of these
Control.
exercises that feels weird and feels like you're looking ridiculous, but you're not. If you're feeling the crunch down along the obliques and along the side here, and that you're
Between the rib cage and the hip.
it's working.
Crunch.
So do it with one leg to start,
Yeah, or no.
and if,
Just concentrate on the side bend.
and if you are advanced and able to go into both legs, go for it. Just don't rock too much
No.
back and forward.
And don't try and push up of this hand.
Yes.
People get in the habit of doing this and pushing up
No.
and then falling down. It's not that. I'm still side bending. It's just that when the knees come in, we
Yes,
side bend and
side.
get higher.
So it's the same
And
as
the
with your
crunch forward.
crunches where nothing moves except your core. Here, nothing moves except your side.
Yeah.
3, 2, and time.
Good. Not really, but
Do you know
so
what I mean?
hingeworm.
One more now.
Hingeworm. So the hingeworm, you walk out and walk back in with your hands. This is an advanced core movement. And it's a core movement because when you get to the bottom, you don't let your hips collapse. So you walk out. Once you get to the bottom, that's a push-up plank. You stay there. And then you walk back in. You stand up and then you repeat. If that's difficult, then the option is to push-up plank. It's not this where you're just hanging out. Core's engaged, glute squeeze, pelvis is tucked under. If that's difficult, normal plank. If that's difficult, kneeling plank. But the core position doesn't change between any of those 4 movements. That stays the same. When you're ready.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Walk it out. Core tight, glute squeezed. That protects my back. Walk it in. If you are now doing or trying to do the hingeworm and thinking, this is impossible, why the hell am I trying to do this? Then that's exactly the question I would ask you. Why are you trying to do it if you can't do it? Go down to one of the flags. There's no medals in this for trying to do something you're not able to do. Do what you can do, and if that means that all you can do is this,
Hold it there.
do that. If all you can do is this, do that. If all you can do is this, do that instead. They're all working the core. This is just an advanced core
2,
movement.
1, and time.
Advanced. So we add demand for people who are more advanced. But if you're not advanced, don't feel that you're being left out. I'm after giving you 3 other options. Always do the other options. Jumping jacks to finish the round.
3, 2, 1, let's go. So if you have issues with your pelvic floor or
Yeah.
you're not able to do lateral jumps like that, do this instead. So your hand stays high, shoulder height, and you will, especially after all those push-ups and different things you've done today, you'll feel that here. And you're just alternating the leg. If you really can't go lateral in your movements, step back.
Same with this.
So again,
You're
we're showing
showing-
you 3 different moves here.
You can go forward and back with the feet as well in the jack. Marie always complains to me about. But the reason, another reason I show this in the warm-up again is for females after pregnancy, even a couple of years after pregnancy. That does not suit the pelvic floor, and that you feel as if, almost as if you're going to have some leakage. So this takes it out because you're not opening and closing.
2,
And
time.
if high impact doesn't suit, that low impact forward raise with rear step. Grab a drink. So the alternatives are there. use them if you need them. If you don't need them, as long as you're being safe and your technique's sound, keep doing what you're doing. But if you start to feel as if the lower back's doing too much in a certain exercise, then it probably is, because your core's not strong enough. So pull it back to one of the basic versions that we gave you.
Yeah, and the basic versions, if we have done, and we will at some point again teach full classes based on the basic version,
Yeah.
because if you're doing the basic version of any of these exercises correctly, you're still working out.
Absolutely.
You know, there's this idea that I have to go to what she's doing or what he's doing. You really don't. You do what your body can do, and then that trains the body up, and your muscles then become stronger, and you can then maybe try to progress. But
Yeah.
always keep the core tight and the pelvis tucked for everything. Are you finished? Oh, I forgot to press the button.
I cannot control.
Huh?
I cannot control the flow behind the timer. How did I see your water when I'm pulling something else? Did you pour water?
I don't know.
Because your little self was drinking coffee all morning and saying that you weren't training.
I love coffee.
Do you, Hannah?
I do. Coffee keeps you alive.
Keeps you alive,
No,
better.
you guys what I mean. Missed you.
You didn't? You're a liar.
I'm getting in my groove here.
How long do you think before Frank contacts you?
Oh.
Do you see the thing he bought?
I did. That's amazing. I'll have to look in there.
Must be good. I was thinking you really started to be a wind planner. I'll pretend to be Frank. So, if I can buy a chateau
Oh, it
somewhere.
looks amazing.
Castle, it's unreal.
Yeah.
So we're starting our deadlift.
Choking now. 3, 2. Are you ready? Sorry, I didn't even ask. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
We're finally ready because we chatted for about 5 minutes there. This is the worst thing about us two being here. The ramblings.
Hey,
I don't know what you're doing there.
I'm getting to it for a wee bit, Rich.
I thought you couldn't find something else there.
Stop. Nonsense. Rush.
You're behind me.
You watching the timer? Never mind watching me.
20 seconds. Your model.
Yeah, I love it right today.
Last 10.
So again, remember, if you're doing this version along with me, it's not your tummy you're pushing up, it's your pelvis.
Yeah.
And when you feel the difference, you will feel the difference when you kind of think about that.
Roll through that spine.
Squeeze
Time.
the top.
So we're in that bent over row. So again, sit back onto the hips, push your butt back, pull through. If it feels awkward, single leg, elbow on the thigh, pull through from there.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Marie's going to show the double, I'm going to show the single.
So plant your feet, soft knees,
Push your
bum
butt
back,
way back. So angle yourself off so you can see what the movement that you're doing. So,
and then you're bringing
yeah.
it back.
So push your butt back further. Now lean forward a little bit more. Now straight up. There we go. So that's a better angle.
Both shoulder blades should be kind of hitting each other at the top here. And your elbows are coming back towards the wall behind
And
you.
the way to think of it is you push your chest into the floor, that'll flatten out the upper back, really overemphasize that chest forward, and then you push your butt back and up into the air. For most people they think, last 10, that'll cause an arch in the lower back the other way, but for most people it won't because your posture isn't
Maybe push the bum out far enough.
and
It'll
tight.
flatten it.
Yeah.
Carefully standing up. Always be careful coming in and out of these moves, guys.
Upright row,
3, 2, 1, let's go.
elbows up. So this one's going to flow through faster because we've done the technique and it's just really a reminder of what we did. So again, it's elbows up and out to the side. Elbows up and out to the side. I don't mind even if the elbows come up a little bit higher like this, as long as that weight is stopping here and you don't end up looking at your weight. Because look what happened with my elbows. They're down and the weight's up. So elbows up and out to the side. Control.
Now check your posture here. Your feet should be planted into the floor. Your
Yeah.
knees should be soft. Pelvis should be tucked. Core should be tight. And that's how you protect your back. Because if your back is doing the work, it's going to get hurt. Again, if you have to split the stance,
Yeah.
protect the
Split
back.
stance, so if you feel as if the weight is pulling you forward on the way down,
2
always split stance
and 10.
and go from that, and then each round just change your leg position. We're into squat.
3, 2, 1.
Push the button.
Let's go. So if you're doing it with the weight, keep the chest tall, like I was doing here, and push up through. If you're not using the weight for this, you use your hands, push them towards where the ceiling meets the wall, and you go down and up. So
Yeah.
like I said to you during the week, imagine you have a camera on your chest, and you don't want to fall on the floor. So you keep the chest tall, you keep the bum low.
And then on the way up, a lot of people think of the way up of sort of lifting with the back, so the butt raises up and then the back follows. It's like a jump. So when you get down, think about jumping. and then the quads will kick in,
Push.
and that'll push you up. So it will.
5 seconds.
Up. From there.
Think we are ready.
And sit down. And
And time. Well done. What's next?
short press or push press.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Again, split the stance if you need. Push in that split stance position. Breathe out, drive it up. Breathe out, drive it up.
Again, check your posture. Soft knees, tilted pelvis,
Control the way down.
core tight.
Control the way down.
Same speed up, same speed down.
Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up.
Halfway. Check your knees. Don't lock the knees. People tend to lock their knees here. And if you've done that, your back is doing work. It shouldn't be doing. Soft and then tight core. 3, 2, and time.
Good.
Again, careful setting the weight
Throw
straight.
it, kettlebell swing.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
So again, small set, start to move on, small set, start to move on, and get slightly higher, and throwing the weight forward, squeeze the glutes. Once you get the head height, it doesn't pass head height. The weight's going out, and then you sit back, the weight's going out, you sit back. Bell comes round, almost hits you in the butt, it does hit me on it, and then I drive forward, squeeze the glutes. Stand up, squeeze the glutes. Stand up, squeeze the glutes.
Now, again, you can alternate this with the total body extension that I'm doing. If you find the jumping difficult, stretch up, reach back, and then go up onto your tiptoes. Don't add the jump until you're able to add the jump. And eventually, if you've done this for a while, the jump will come quite naturally.
Last one.
And you'll want to go
Time.
higher.
Press up.
Now, if you're going into the press up, and as a beginner, perhaps you're finding it difficult now, do the plank instead. Go onto your forearms, keep yourself nice
Or
and straight.
against the sofa, table, or against the sofa, the table, or the wall.
Oh yeah,
as
you
well.
can actually that too. 3,
You can do that.
2, 1, let's go. So you can go to a raised surface, put your hands on it, get yourself into a nice straight line here.
That's where your chest goes.
You're pushing your chest towards the counter or the tabletop and back. Make sure it's it's not something that's going to move. So you're going down and up. So you can do this for the first few weeks until you get your strength up, and then
You move into the lower surface.
go onto the floor then, or go down another layer on the surface if you've got a lower table that's
Yeah.
strong. So you work
Table's usually lower than the counter, and then chairs
That's
or
10
sofas usually lower than that. So you just work your way down to the floor. Or if you have a TRX press up,
Yep.
works great for this.
3, 2, 1.
Time.
Time.
Because you can keep stepping down towards the floor with that TRX. Dead bug.
Ready?
Yeah.
3,
So knees in,
2,
arms up,
1.
shoulders up, core
That's
tight. Extend through the hip. Back down.
like this.
Extend through the hip. So you got this, or you stretch. But when I stretch, I'm actually pushing away so my arms are straight, because this engages the serratus at the top of the abdominals on the rib cage. Makes them work. Just another part coming through from that abdominal work. Or raised in the advance where you push the hand away from the opposite leg, pull in, push the hand away.
But your
People
back
think
must
of
stay
this
flat.
as a bend. So they bend. Once you bend, you lose the serratus. So you're not working what we want. So it's engaged and stretched, back in, engaged and stretched, back in.
And as Emmett said earlier, if your back begins to arch here, your
Yeah.
legs are too low.
Go higher.
Keep going. 3, 2, and 10.
Start the spot.
Ready to go?
I'm off there.
3, 2, 1. Let's go, John Joe.
His warm.
His warm.
His warm. So again with this, if this doesn't suit, you just march on the spot fast. There we go. Same thing. You're just working into. Oh, I hate you.
Just photographic evidence that you do live here sometimes. Secret to a happy marriage.
Never see each other.
Last 10 seconds, speed it up, come on.
Oh, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. 5 seconds.
3, 2, and 10. Well done.
Opposite side of the side crunch. So if face the camera, put your legs opposite directions. What do you think yet? Because sometimes people turn themselves,
And they're doing the same side.
but they're doing the same side.
Are you
On the
ready?
side, so again, either side bend with one knee, or side bend with both knees.
Arm a wee bit more north. That was my hand. Thank you very much. 3, 2, 1, Let's go. You're the one who's always at my technique, so
I know.
it's alright with me. Now, you should be able to be poked in the side.
You're about to get poked in the side. You're about to get a poke and a kick in the side.
So again, you can go with the top leg only.
Yeah.
Or if you are stable enough in the core and strong enough in the core that you can do this without rocking your shoulders forward and back.
So when I'm doing the double, I slow this down.
Yeah.
Reason for that is that you don't want to come up and then sort of fall. That's not the technique. Slow, slow extension. Slow, slow extension. Slow,
Last 5 seconds.
slow extension. Whichever suits.
Go. 3, 2, and time. I forgot to put on my Fitbit this morning.
Oh no.
Ah,
You're not doing nothing now, you're alright.
up some stupid walk too walking about. What's next?
Inchworm or plank.
Right. Show the knees as well. I'll show it now. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
You show planks.
Hang on. If you are finding this difficult to get back up out of, some people do. So you're going down into your plank position like Emmett said. Don't put the hands too far forward. Make sure that they're under your shoulders. If they're here, it's very difficult to get back out. When you come back up, use the hands on the knees
Yeah.
for balance.
So I'm not keeping the legs straight. I'm bending out, bending in. So bend, walk out. Core tight. Bend, walk in. Back up.
And if that's too much, do this. Hold
Bend,
your plank.
walk out.
Or do it off your knees as long as your pelvis is tucked.
Core tight. Bend, walk in.
Use the knees.
Back up. Last one. And up. Good. And then jumping jacks to finish.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Up. Breathe it out, breathe it out, breathe it out.
Squeeze the glutes, stay as you want.
Nah. Don't want. No. Stop.
Bum, 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 bum. Halfway. You can do it, Archie.
Show alternatives. Stop chatting.
Out and in. So again, my arms, I can feel that actually even from that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
amazing.
That's not right. People are doing everything.
One class. You'll be alright. 3, 2, and time. Well,
Survive.
just about. We do that again?
No.
Sure?
You can do the next round if you want.
You sure?
Yes. That's 2 rounds. We always do 2 rounds. That's 35 minutes. What have you been doing?
I've been going maybe for 45, 50 minutes. That's on a Friday.
I apologise for what my wife likes.
It's okay.
You don't do 3 rounds?
I need to do 3 yet.
Oh my god. We can definitely do the next one. I'm old and unfit.
You're old and unfit. That's
Yes.
okay, I'm young and fit.
You have to keep up this model lifestyle.
Shut up. Right. We finish, we'll do something. We don't have to full round again.
What do you want to do? What finisher do you want to do?
I don't feel like we're finished yet. I can't
She
do
doesn't
it.
feel like she's punished you enough yet.
It's not to do with punishment, it should be enjoyable. Training is fun.
Enjoyable for them also, not just for you.
But we just do the cardio or do the last second rather than the core. Leave the legs down and do the other stuff.
What do we do? No, we'll do a finisher. Seems tempted to do a
Yeah,
finisher.
why not? It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Friday, Friday, Friday! What do you want to do?
What have you done finisher wise?
Not very much. I usually just do the rounds shorter.
You do extra rounds.
Or I take out the one set or something.
Right. They're not going to like you.
Nothing like you, you're doing.
So we're going to do 7 down to 1. So we're going to start with 1 sit-up, and then you're going to do 7 burpees, and then you're going to do 2 sit-ups, and then you're going to do 6 burpees.
You do the countdown because I
3
can't
sit-ups.
practice.
I'll do the movements, you do the time.
I don't want to do
No,
that. Okay, I'll do the countdown.
You just drink coffee now.
I'll be great after this, I promise. Right, so 1 sit-up and 7 burpees.
1 sit-up, then you have to get up and do 7 burpees. And in your head, when you're getting up halfway through this, you're going to go, why are we getting up and down like this? Why can we not just do them all on the floor and then all on top? Because see the way it's difficult? That's why. Because it's difficult.
Stop talking. 3, 2, and now we actually will set a timer here. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
So 1 sit-up,
1 sit-up.
bring it up. 7 burpees or 7 total body extensions.
So I'll just for the extension up. 2, 3, 4. If you're really energetic, you can have the jump at the end of the burpee.
2 sit-ups.
Down into the so you're making sure that your head and shoulders are off the floor. And we're going to do it 1, 2. Let's go.
6
burpees.
burpees. Our total body extensions, saying they're easier, you can do 12. You want to do burpees. You don't want to do 12 total body extensions.
12 total body extensions, no bother.
Well, let's go and do them. 4. Oh my God, Maria. Last one. 6. 3. Sit-ups.
Head and shoulders up. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1, 2, 3.
5 burpees. Or 10 total body extensions. That's my thing.
Swapping sides with me.
That's what I do. I started here. Do you not know me by now? If you're just new and you just joined us, did we do it on this crack? The first 2 were enough?
Yes. Sit and watch and have a good laugh at us. 4,
4.
1, 2, 3.
Slow it down,
4.
woman.
Sorry, it's fun.
New people here as well.
It's fun Friday.
This will be fun for everyone.
4 burpees or 8 total body extensions. Let's go. I wouldn't have done this one, but my finishes wouldn't have been
You threw this at me. What are we at, 5?
5.
One.
Head and shoulders stayed up off the floor.
It doesn't have to feet in the air.
Feet can be down, hands can be on the
Hands to the
side.
sides, that's what Maria was doing. I just looked and see if she wasn't. Should we do the same thing?
6, 3. Six.
6 sit-ups.
I'll show the basic this time, sorry, it's not tough. Hands are on the thighs, and your crunch is moving everything. 2 burpees or 4 total body extensions.
I hate you.
I hit you too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done. Last
1
time.
sit-up.
7 sit-ups.
7 sit-ups even, and then 1 burpee.
So 1, 2, take your time. And then 1, burpee to finish. Hands down, out, and woo! Well done. Well done, me. That was very good.
That's what she's been doing, use.
I wouldn't have done that with these. Now, walk around, grab a drink. We'll get the heart rate back down a little bit, and we'll stretch it out.
Oh, God.
Leave them out on the floor.
You have a mapper?
Stretches.
Stretch that now.
Okay.
Stretch that now. I'm here today.
You didn't.
Oh, what are we doing?
That's right. I agree with you.
What are we doing?
Betsy.
God knows what you're doing. Yoga or something? Getting all fancy by yourself.
Not fancy.
Stretch that up.
That was fun.
For you. Drinking your coffee. I'm trying to cross stretch that forward. Arm across, pull through. Is that tight? Why is that? Change. Not from the right.
There's something else from last night.
Alright. Then hands around the back, roll shoulders back. And then stretch that up. Like that. Balance if you need. Put up, knee together, stretch it out.
Pelvis forward.
Knees together. And change.
Okay, Betsy.
That's why we want. Relax that down. And then stretch out the hamstring. No? Good stretch.
What happened?
I just want to see what you're going to do.
I'm with you, I'm following you.
Hey, anytime I'm going to do this here, you always got to do it.
Action. Heat up, bring the toe up towards the ceiling if you want to stretch that.
If
calf.
you get a little bit more.
Yeah.
And change. Sit back into it. Right there, you didn't fall over. Big step back. Once you get back, tuck the pelvis under and then drop down into that stretch. And then change, same thing, big step back. Drop down into that stretch. But again, we're rounding the pelvis forward so that this engages, so it gets that stretch coming down through. And we'll bring it up into that. Hold on, guys. That is Friday done. Saturday stretch tomorrow morning. So
Yeah, we'll all be
join in. We'll see you all there if you're doing it.
in the gym teaching strong at that time. That's where you can see me on a Saturday because I'm in Jimmy doing strong.
Yeah.
So enjoy, have a lovely weekend, and we will see you